Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? How are you doing? We'll keep that short. I'm assuming you're all overwhelmed. What's up? Okay, I love these closed sessions, guys. I do. I prefer them because even though they're a little advanced to most, we're going step by step. Are we good, please? I'm going to try something new today. Um, te- Technologically. Okay, what's up? I mean, we're not going to spend too much time here to beat around the bush because we're working. We're working here. No one should be able to slip in. But if someone did, in fact, slip in and you're not in the Laboom Squad, a paid member, you must leave or you will be ejected ungracefully. I'm just kidding. No one should be here. It's just that some of you, just as a gentle reminder, because we're going to really quickly, guys, we're going to touch it. We're going to touch it like it's hot. The affiliate opportunity that is currently running first. We'll do it super quick. But if you're here and you're not in the Laboom Squad, I don't know what to say. I really don't. Some people are sharing the link. I've seen it around on social media. For my Laboomers, I'm not a babysitter. Next week what we're going to do, we're going to have a password protected registration form because I could be guilty too. I mean, I've got many lists. Sometimes the link gets out. So we're going to have a password protected webinar form and the password itself when you go to register next week, session 3, official session 3, which is going to probably be really unexpected. Those of you who want to do, stop, Mark. We'll get to that in a sec. We're going to have a password next week. You guys down with that? We'll have the webinar page. You guys down with that? We're going to have a password only in the private group. Nobody is in our private group that should not be there. So that's, at least we know it's safe there. So at the very least, don't share the password. Some people may have snuck in today, I think. Just based on the numbers, we have 101 Laboomers and there are 142 people on. So hello, strangers. What can I do? Sorry, guys. We don't have time to identify who's a Laboomer, who's not. Next week, we have a password. So, I mean, if you guys are here for free, soak it in. Because today, we are going to do work. Let's go through the agenda. 3 minutes in, not bad. Let's go. Ramble. That's my ramble time. We'll keep it at 3 minutes. You guys excited? I'm excited for what you guys have done. It's mind-blowing. You're not all taking action, but that's okay. Some of you are. Some of you are really nice-looking people, I must say. We got some attractive people. I won't say any names, but we got some attractive people in the gang. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We all have our quirks. We're all beautiful in a certain way, but some of you you're pretty good looking, I must say. I think I've got some competition. I'm just playing. Don't need to be good looking in this game at all. Now, we're taking a really weird turn. I think I'm going to go back on track. Let's talk about the agenda in 2 minutes. Can we do that? Let's do it. We're going to have a speed QA sesh. I call it a sesh. It's a session. Speed Q&A session. I put a post last week in the group with questions thus far in the Laboom Squad. It'll be like a speed round. That's what I wanted to say. A speed round. I'll be like, question, answer, question. I'll try and get like 10 in a row. It's super quick. Only at the end. Because we do have work to do. How was session 1? How do you guys feel? Were you guys okay with that? Because I'm going to jump into that pretty well right away. We're going to go through the affiliate updates first. We're going to go through a mindset trick. I have to do it because it's beneficial to you. Nothing in it for me, but there's a lot in it for you. So I'm going to say it. I'm not much of a mindset spiritual guru normally, but I'm going to do it today, okay? I'm going to take just a few minutes. I'll take a few minutes. It's a mind shift. It's a paradigm shift. And then I'm going to go into the week one. I almost went in my nostril there. I'm going to go into the week one pillar content. Well, I'm going to go into the level 1 versus level 10. Sorry. I've got notes and I can't read my own handwriting. Has anyone ever done that? You take notes, you got your agenda down, and you're like, you're trying to read your own handwriting. What do I mean by that? From level 1 to level 10, we talked about those contents last week, the different expertise levels of content. If you're just tuning in, guys, and you weren't here last week, what we did last week is I taught you the different levels of content. Level 1 being the simplest, and level 10 being the most complex, more expert level content. And I want to explain a little bit where we're going with that. What level we're going to be running with. There's 10 levels. Level 1 being the simplest, level 10 being the most complex. I might as well touch this now. Why don't I just do that now? I'll say this now. Last week we discussed those. Level 1 was on-the-go content, but it still had some very specific components. I'm going to go through them right now. If you guys have a pen and paper, please take them down. The components were, in level 1 content, it's the star is you. You're selling yourself, not a product or service, versus level 10. We're not going to talk about level 10 today. I'll tell you why. Level 1 is unedited. So you just kind of go and speak. But it needs these ingredients. It's unedited. It's usually for future results, such as facing your fears would be a great one. My example was, the more fearful you are, the more frail you become. That should actually be the heading. So that was my content. So it's for future results. They don't happen instantly while you're watching the video. You story stitch in level 1 content, which means you give the lesson and then you share a piece of yourself. Like this one time at band camp. I love that joke. I always say it. But you share an experience of yourself that has to do with the content and how you used that subject matter in your life to solve a problem that you had. So it's completely congruent with your experience. That's sharing a piece of you. People are like, oh, that's cool. They went through that. I kind of went through that too. Or at least I know them a little more. And the next point is, the content we're using is success driven, which means it's for a better life or more success. So it's not niche specific for the sake of this 12 weeks. Now, level 10 is complex. It's the stars of product or service. It's edited for perfection. It's instant results through the video itself. Story stitching is not required. You're planting a seed for a future sale, so it's more agenda driven. I've decided that I'm going to use level 1 throughout this entire 12 weeks. So my level 1 content from last week, we're going to play it right away because it's going to be fantastic, because we're going to go to the next step today. We're going to add a call to action, and we're going to add an intro. That's what we're doing today. Okay, so if you haven't done level 1, do level 1, please. Well, I can't beg you. You must do level 1 if you want to continue. And I'm going to be very real here. We've got 12 weeks of work to do in order for you to build the skill to create 10 to 15 minute piece of content, and then have the skill, the ability to cut that up into all the native formats, to be spit out on all social media platforms And those pieces on all the social media platforms will bring you back leads all day long. But in order to do that, we need that pillar content. Week 1, we created that pillar content. The more you don't do the homework, the more you're going to fall behind. If you look at the whole, here we go. Do I talk about the staircase? I should. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this right now. Why not? We're getting it done with. I'm giving you the agenda, but level 10 content is good for you to stretch. I wanted to stretch you. I wanted you to test yourself. I tested myself, but I'm not going to use my level 10. I'm going to use my level 1. It eliminates excuses for you guys as well. Think about this. Just replicate my level 1. Anyone can do it. Yes, you will face fears. You're going to have to grow. I don't say fail anymore, by the way. And I don't even say challenge. It's not a challenge. It's not a failure. It's not a challenge. It's a growth opportunity. That's my new wording for that. When I fail at a video and it sucks, as you'll see once again today, it's a growth opportunity. So just do it. Just do it, please. So I'm going to talk about the mindset now. So I told you level 1 content is what we're doing. Today, we're finalizing that content because that was the raw version last week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the replay. I'll show you where it is right now when I talk about the affiliates. We're giving away the first session, by the way, as a lead bait for the affiliates. I'm going to get to that in one quick second. But I'm going to attack the mindset now. Hey, we're on a roll. We're 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in. I like where we're going. That's kind of like the work we're going to do today. We're going to do that. The physical work we're going to do today is take the first clip and add a call to action. As a matter of fact, here we go. I'll show you guys right now. Might as well draw this out. See that? That's our 10-minute content that we did last week, level 1. What we're going to do is we're going to do an introduction hook, an intro hook to hook people in to watch it. And we're going to do a C.T.A. clip, a call to action clip. That's what we're doing today. So, hey, we're going to go with the flow. I like this flow. It's not really all over the place. It's like getting the things out of the way so that you know what we're doing when we do it. We should all have that 10-minute. Who did the 10-minute level 1 content? Put it in the chat, please. Put it in the chat, please. Okay, I have to take a turn. I must take a turn. If we look at the whole staircase, not every step, like Martin Luther King Jr. says. I absolutely adore this quote. I'm going to mess it up again like I always do, but don't look at the whole staircase. Just have faith and focus on the next step. Focus on the next step. Don't jump steps. Focus on the next step. People are already bombarding me with, what platform are we using to create our show? Because you're all going to have a show with episodes. This is a 12-week journey, guys. People are asking me, how do we get on iTunes? Should we have an intro for our podcast? What should I call my podcast? How do we get the sound clip off? All these things in good time. I don't even know how to do half of this stuff. We're figuring, that's my phone. Let it go. We're figuring it out as we go. Because at the end of the day, guys, if we look at the whole journey, if we look at the end result, which is our content being spit out on 8 platforms and it bringing back leads regularly, if we look at all of that, at the end, we quit. We quit, or we just hang out, or we just wait. We can't do that. We have to just focus on that next step. I hope that makes sense. So if you haven't done last week, get on it quick, or watch and enjoy the show. But I'm just saying, this is a 3-month journey and you will fall behind. That's kind of the mindset thing. Just focus on that next step. You can keep going if you want. I'm just saying, I'm going at a certain speed because I want to do the steps right. Well, and also, I got to do them right. It's important or the model won't work. So, today this is the step. It's to add this and add this. So we did this last week. The 10-minute content. We're adding this intro and we're adding the C.T.A clip today. So, the intro hook, you might as well take notes, guys. The intro hook is actually a clip from the 10-minute piece of content. The intro hook is a clip from the 10-minute piece of content, and the clip is 10 to 15 seconds taken out of this content. Okay, I think we froze there. Did we freeze? Am I still on? I didn't lose you guys because of too much intensity. We're good? Okay. Are we good? Please let me know in the chat, please. Okay, my screen just froze, so okay. Let's continue. This intro hook is not something you need to do today from scratch. This is a clip we take from the content we already created in session 1, being the first step. Does it make sense why we need to go step by step by step? I know some of you are just going, continuing on. I'm not going to slow you down, but I will go at my pace and get every step as correct as I can, okay? I'm going to talk about the mindset thing in a second. I just want to finish what we're talking about, what we're working on today with the actual work. Now, the C.T.A clip, don't worry about that. That's wrong. I'm going to fix that right now. The call to action clip is your call to action to bring someone back to your blog, where we capture them through either a pixel for retargeting, a piece of code on your blog, or a capture page on your blog. The only purpose is to bring them back to your blog. So that C.T.A, that call to action, will be made from scratch. We're not grabbing it from the video because this call to action will be used in all future videos of this sort. Okay, call to action, let's go through it now. Might as well take notes because you're going to have to do it today. So I'm going to cover what it must contain today. The call to action will be, I was going to say, the one page I want to find, I can't find. But it's not the case today. We're good. So the call to action is your outro, we call it. It's going to be less than 1 minute long. And it's going to be a thank you for, well, here it is. It's kind of scribbly, but it's a thank you for watching or listening. Okay? Why would I say thank you for watching or listening? Because I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. I'm sorry, Larry, I didn't mean that. I meant it figuratively. Larry's our Twitter bird. Two birds with one stone, which means since we'll be stripping the sound from these files to work for the flash briefings, Alexa flash briefings, she's on mute. I put a duct tape over her mouth before we started. That was kind of weird to say, but she can't hear me. So for the sound clips, we have to say that we don't want to always be editing in this scenario. That's a little more advanced to have different calls to action for different platforms. We want to do 15 minutes of work and put it everywhere. Does that make sense why we would say both? So I say thank you for watching or listening. I'm grateful for it. Then I share a super micro short story about myself in the call to action. I do. And then I do the call to action to go to my blog for, I either say you can click the link or go to, and when I say or go to, I have to say the URL. So it works once again for both. If someone's just listening and if someone's watching. I don't know if it's a lot of information really quick, but this is what we're doing today, okay? So here we go. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. Let's do the mindset thing, and then we're jumping right in, okay? We have to work. We have to actually do some work today. It's not going to be just theoretical. Become a leader now. Why did I write that? I said, oh yeah, okay, there it is. Brick by brick by brick by brick. Not the whole staircase, which means you're going to have to trust the process, okay, guys? Let me read what I wrote so I make sure I get this right, but that's really what I'm trying to say is that there will come a point where you won't know what the next step really is, kind of like myself. As I'm moving along in this journey, I know what the end result is executing on the Octo content model. Like we all should know by now, we create one piece, one video, we break it up in native pieces of content, we spit it out to all platforms, and it brings back audience members from every single platform, all 8 of them. We know the end result, but we have to trust the process. So a lot of you are thinking ahead. You can do that if you want to. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But does that make sense? Okay. Leaders. A lot of you are following different leaders. I follow tons of different leaders. Are you going to pick up... I'm not looking for a cult-like Laboom squad here. I look everywhere all the time. But what I do is I tear pages from different leaders. So if you've got tools that you've noticed, if you've got other things that you tune into, you can do that. However, I'm going to go a very specific path. I'm not going to deviate much. I don't want to sound cocky, but I know exactly what I'm doing in this case. In this case, I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly pretty much what to do week to week to week. So it's going to be very hard for me to entertain outside ideas at this moment in time. Okay? I think that's about it for the mindset. Really, I don't know if it was as much mindset as it was do the work step by step by step by step, really. Don't get ahead of yourself. Okay, I think we're good. I think we can just plow through. So right now what I got to do is I got to give you guys updates on the affiliate program, because the affiliate program is, there we go, we're good. The affiliate program has been updated, but it has not been programmed in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. What I've done is tomorrow, keep refreshing. Since this is a closed group, then there's no outsiders, apparently. You guys, just if you go to the octocontent.com page, that's where you have your own affiliate link though. So, but it's still the same page. The only difference is when someone comes into the Laboom squad, that's your payment button. But that page is the same page for everyone, except for your name at the bottom and how you get paid. But it's just a one-page deal. What we've done is we've added an email capture form to the affiliate page. It's just not programmed yet. It will be tomorrow morning. But what I want to do is I want to show you that video right now. There's a video of me selling the lead bait. You guys familiar with what lead bait is? Here, let me share the screen real quick. And I'll share the video. I have to share the video. Okay, good. Okay, so now you're going to see me go in the corner. Let's see if this works out well. Go like this. We'll go like this. We'll go like this. We'll go like that. We'll go like this, and a little bit like that, and a little bit like this, and a little bit like that. Okay, So there we have it. Now, do you see? I should be in the corner. This is a test, by the way, a technical test. I normally would switch to the other mic like I'll have to do later, but you see the Emojipedia website? Do you guys see it up there? Or it should be filling up the whole screen. If I go to, good. I'm just going to go to octocontent.com. And don't share that page, guys. You're all affiliates if you're in the Laboom Squad. Share your link. If you don't know what your link is, just go to octocontent, because this is my page. If you go to the bottom, that's Marc Lalonde. That's what I share my affiliate link, or I just share this one, but that's what it defaults to, is what I'm saying. So you have to go to affiliate. If you're in the Laboom Squad, you did not know this, you have an affiliate page. So if you go to affiliate right there, you see that? Select your name here. Just I'll do a Russian roulette. Boom. Thomas Palser. Okay, hey Thomas, what's up? This is your page. So make sure it's your name. I don't want to go through the whole affiliate process, because tomorrow there will be a video right here of me explaining the value of why people need to put their email address in. And there will be my video right here, and there will be an email capture form here. And when people enter their email address here, it will go to you. Okay? And what that'll do, it will send them to last week's paid training for free. Last week we all agreed, well, I think all of us agreed, most of us agreed, that we're willing to give away the first week of training. We're willing to give that away for free as lead bait to get people involved. People see the first session, they're in. Well, I would think I would be in. This is a no-brainer for me. We're in this thing for 3 months till April. Done. Let's move on. Let's get to work. You guys ready to work now? I will share with you the video that will be up here tomorrow. Please note, you do not have to change anything here. You don't have to change your URL. Whatever your URL is, stays the same. There are no adjustments. You don't even have to refresh the page if you don't want to. If you're sharing your link, or if you're asking someone to take a look, your page will be updated. Okay? Let me share that video, and for that one, I need to plug the whole thing in. So here we go. I'll share the video. I'll come back, see if it's clear. It'll give you, the video will speak for itself on what we updated. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome to the Octo Content Model. I want to invite you guys to either come into the Laboom Squad, which is a mentorship program workshop where we implement the Octo Content Model. This is a 3-month journey that runs until April, where we meet every week. We create assignments. We help each other along the way, where you will create content that is niche specific to your audience, and you will syndicate it to the 8 most popular social platforms. Now, by coming into the Laboom Squad, you will have access to all of the previous replays. The number of replays that are going to be back there in our private group will depend on when you're watching this and at which point we are at in our journey. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you the first paid close session replay, which is arguably one of the most important sessions we will have in the entire 12-week journey. Because in week 1 is where we create your pillar content. This is the content that we will divide up into native formats for each of the 8 platforms. That includes Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and then we get into sound, where we strip the audio from the video and create your podcast for iTunes, for SoundCloud, and for Alexa. Alexa, stop. So to get a clearer understanding of how valuable this 3-month journey is, check out the video on this page with Gary V on it. It's about 10 minutes long, and it's where Oliver the Octopus illustrates the process beautifully. Then as you scroll down the page, you will have access to the original birth of the Octo Content Model. This is quite a long video, So you want to skip to the sections of your choice right there. The times are specified. And finally, there is an email capture on this page somewhere. By entering your email in this field, one of the Laboomers, which is what we call our members in the Laboom squad, will not only send you the full replay on this page, which was in fact a prep section to the official paid sessions, but they will send you all 5 pre-sessions. And more importantly, they will send you the first paid session for free. So go ahead and enter your email for all of the 5 pre-sessions and the first paid session on creating your pillar content. And then you can make a decision on whether you want to join us or not on the full 3-month journey. I'm going to be real here, and I'm just going to say that this is the most epic thing that I've ever been a part of. My name is Marc Lalonde. I'm signing off, and I will hopefully see you on the inside. Bye-bye now. Okay, good. Am I back? Pretty cool, eh? I will be sharing that like crazy. If you haven't gotten in touch with people who you think may be interested, or if you have, here's what I'm going to do. You guys hear me? You guys see me? We're good? We're switching we're doing all kinds of technical tests. Double T. All kinds of technical tests today. So, I'm re-sharing with everyone. I think when I'm on the capture page, it gets much more interest. That was sarcastic. I was joking. But I look like a mess. As you'll see, yeah, that's a rough one. Not hungover rough, but as in just woken up rough. And I don't have the proper lighting either. I'm just looking at it as it was running. I'm like, I gotta put that on the capture page. Sometimes you gotta do things to get them done. I mean, I look at Gary Vee sometimes and I'm like, well, often, and I'm like, oh my God, if he can go on camera looking like that, it is, because you can't always look perfect, okay? It's just, I look really rough. I see myself looking rough. So I'm sorry. If you want to share the capture page, I'm sorry I had to look that tired. I had to get it done. I just had to squeeze it in, guys. I'm working around the clock, gladly, but sometimes gotta get it done. It sounds like I'm making an excuse for how horrible I look. The content's there. I said what I had to say. It's I'll be sharing that. I will be saying, there's a new video, guys. You should really check it out. I really break it down, and I think that'll get some more people in. Okay, enough about the affiliate stuff. I said I would do the update. I think it's an attractive lead bait, and I think we're going to double the Laboomers in the next week. We're 101 or 102 right now. We're going to be 200 just by me sharing that. I'm sure of it. It's more clear. I think it's more clear than just Oliver the Octopus. I think it's going to work. Okay, let's go. Next is let's get to work. Okay, guys. What I want to do right now is I'm going to plug in the end result of what hopefully your homework will look like. I really like the end result. I'm going to play it all. It's the whole thing is 10 minutes. That's going to be kind of a bulk of the webinar, but to see the end result. But after I play you the entire content, the entire piece of content, the entire this, after I play you that, I'm going to show you how I did it. Couple of disclaimers. We're getting technical here. Don't sweat it. Just when you meet with me, if you meet with me, we have no more spots. I opened up a week. Stephanie opened up a week, I think. Yeah, Stephanie opened up a week. So it's more beneficial for you to book at the end with me, obviously, than at the beginning. Because if we book time together at the beginning, it's kind of like a get to know you thing almost, where we haven't done any work. So there's not really, questions are so out of left field if there are any. But I like that. I'm getting all kinds of weird questions. Well, I met with most my list, right? I met with most of you already, a lot of you anyways. And the questions, you guys are out of left field, which is good. You're asking me about all kinds of stuff that has nothing to do with this, but it's okay. That's what I'm here for. I ask my mentors things that are not on their curriculum. I ask them all kinds of stuff. So with that being said, we're going to open up a week because I'm pretty well all booked now. I booked some of my own time actually. I did. I said, okay, you know what? Let's kill that day. I want that day. I'm not going to open up to 4 sessions a day anymore. It's too much. It's too much out of my time. So I've decided to open up some weeks later because the later will be more efficient to you. We'll get to that at the end. So now I'm going to play the whole content. When the content's done, we're doing the raw C.T.A. today. We're doing the raw C.T.A. today. I'll play the raw C.T.A., which is, because I already pre-filmed it, obviously, if I'm going to show you the whole thing done. Then I'm going to show you, you're going to see the cut up version now. It's included in the full product. Keep in mind how important this is on week 2. Completing week 2 and posting it in our private group is the most important thing you can do. This is your foundation for the next 12 weeks, guys. This is it. This is your foundation for the next 12 weeks. That's how important it is. If you got to figure stuff out, get in the group and ask the questions. Take the questions down and ask me when you meet with me. We'll get them done technically, okay, guys? Super important. You catch up if you haven't caught up, because you will get lost, you'll get discouraged, and everything we're doing moving forward will be with what I'm about to plug in right now. And then I'm going to show you how I put in the music, how I cut it up a certain way, well, how I cut it up, how I edit it. I use Camtasia software. We'll talk about that in the video. Let's plug it in right now. Okay. You're going to feel the fear in whatever you do. And the more fearful you are, the more of that you will attract. And you're going to get caught in a slippery slope of being afraid to get on the phone. The simplest things. Hey guys, being fearful can be physically dangerous. It can cause you bodily harm. How's that for a headline? I want to show you guys something. Caution. Dog owners. This is in my condo. This is the sign that's up. Roscoe was just attacked by 2 dogs from 400 Britannia Road. One broke its leg and the other was free. Very scary. No injuries, thankfully. Okay. Roscoe got attacked before. He got attacked 3 times before. Roscoe is the most fearful dog I've seen, understandably so. I'm going to paint a pretty crazy picture here, so hang on tight. We're going to go to the boardroom because I don't want anyone hearing this. Roscoe goes out with her owner. It's his, I guess Roscoe's a male. I always thought it was a female. I don't know why I would say that, because most of the females I know are pretty damn fearless, actually. It's true. It's a lot of males that are more fearful in my world. Fearful to take action. So that's a whole other topic. I'm going to talk about Roscoe here because it's out of Roscoe's control. Roscoe got attacked one time. I remember a pit bull tore the chunk out of his leg. He's got the scar to prove it. And now the owner's fearful as well. So they go out, and not only does Roscoe continue to get attacked, but he continues to get attacked frequently. The owner goes out with a weapon. The owner goes out with a weapon. It's not a gun, but it's a spear, understandably so once again. Now, why is Roscoe getting attacked more often and quite frequently when other dogs in this condo are not? They're taking the same walks. Has nothing to do with the path they take. I'll tell you that right now. Do you think they're going to walk down the same path or the same direction? Obviously, well, I talked to the owner The owner said, we're taking a whole different way, but it's like Roscoe magnetizes to be attacked. And he, in fact, does. There's little chihuahuas in here. There's, who is it? Chico and little Chico. Little Chico. I'll show you guys Chico one day. The fearless little dog. He's like a little honey badger. Nobody attacks Chico. Little thing is the size of the palm of my hand. It's a fear thing. Now, dogs, once attacked, I'm sure they can't control that. They're not like adaptation machines like human beings are. They can't use their brains the same way we can. But I'll tell you something. We will attract more harm on ourselves the more fearful we are. I'm going to give you guys an example. I really will. When I used to run with the bad crowd, I used to be a distributor of questionable product, okay? Let's call it flour. Hint, hint, okay? In that world, it was pretty damn rough. I was a pushover. I was extremely fearful. I've had a gun to the back of my head. I've been in that world for a temporary amount of time, thank God. It led me to incarceration, and from there I cleaned up things. I got straightened up pretty darn quick after that. Had my slips and all that stuff, but overall that was that's kind of like a defining moment I don't really talk about in my story, but I think it's very important here because every time little Roscoe goes out, he's attracting the attacks by being fearful, just like we are. Because when I was a pushover in that world, I paid the price. I got slapped around pretty bad, pretty darn bad. But then when I stood up for myself, I got slapped upside the head pretty good one time. After that, I got my respect. It was crazy. Whoa, are we out of battery? I hope not. I'm going to close it up quick. So when I went to jail, the first day I showed up there, I made it a point, even though it was one of the most fearful experiences, holy crap. And I went to like a pretty mellow yellow jail. I went to Valtitro and Hull. So no maximum security. But nevertheless, I got 42 prisoners that don't know who I am. And there's some interesting stuff happening in there. I'll leave that with that. It's not a fun place, especially on day one when you've never been in a place like that and you know you got to be there for a little while and you're all alone. I made a decision. I'm a pretty big guy. Nobody knows me. I'm a pretty big guy. I had two choices. I can either show my real emotions, which were, pardon my French, which were scared shitless, or I could be fearless. I could take the hit. Let's go. I did it like in the Hollywood movies. I'm not even kidding you. I went in like a bandit. I went in rough, tough, completely opposite to who I am. And instantly, boom, I got respect. It was unbelievable. I had to get a little physical, but was it worth the price? Absolutely. So the lesson here is, even if you're going to feel the fear in whatever you do. And the more fearful you are, the more of that you will attract. And you're going to get caught in a slippery slope of being afraid to get on the phone. The simplest things. So face your fear, bust it through as uncomfortable as it is, and as cliche as this sounds. By being fearful, you will attract more fear. So bust out of it. Let's leave you with this quote. Feel the fear, but do it anyways. Love you all. Marc Lalonde signing off. I will see you all on social media. Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut. Maybe it's simply entertained you. Listen, I'm just an ex-computer consultant guy who lost his way to drugs and alcohol and eventually became homeless. From rock bottom, I cleaned up, I clawed my way back into the workforce, I shifted into running my own business. I've been retired from the corporate world for 7 years now, and I've never looked back. If you want to follow me on my journey or maybe even connect further, you can either go to my blog at thewealthytrainer.com. That's thewealthytrainer.com, or you can click the link in the description if you're watching this video. Marc Lalonde signing off, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye-bye now. Am I back? Am I good? Okay, that's what we want. On week 2, that's what we want. Pretty heavy stuff or what? For some of you, you do this in your sleep. Some of you don't. I keep in mind a couple of things here. Doing it is, oh no, it's hard, man. And women, it's hard stuff. I don't care. It's hard for me. It's hard for me. Stepping out of your comfort zone is one thing. That's one component. Editing it through video is another component. What else? I mean, knowing what to do is the other component. This, like figuring that out, that this is the structure. So it's not like just doing a video. This is a very advanced course. Think about what the benefits are at the end of all this. And a little something, something. I'm just going to drop this. Then we're going to jump into the how I did that, how I made that, the technical stuff. Get your techie hat on. But keep in mind something here, folks. Gary Vaynerchuk is one of many agencies that does what we're doing in the next 12 weeks for companies. You know how much Gary V's fees are just to do this? They're $50,000 a month, minimum. That's for VaynerMedia. You want to get this done? You want to go through VaynerMedia for your small business? It's 50, that's where they start. They don't do it for less than 50 grand a month. I'm not saying that's what you'll charge, but I'm not even saying that's what you're going to do. But this is how I want you to take this 12 weeks seriously. What you just saw, you got to get done. If you want to, you're going to learn how to do it, and you'll get good at doing it, and you'll create your own little system on your computer, and you'll be able to do it, and you'll be able to teach someone to do it. And heck, you could start your own agency. I'm doing it. I've pretty well decided. I'm going to create Laboom Media. Well, it already exists. It's like my parent company to Laboom everything, and Branding YOUniversity and The Wealthy Trainer. My Laboom Media is Laboom Media. It's the grand. It's like VaynerMedia, or VaynerX would be Gary Vaynerchuk's big company. I don't even know why I went there, because it's a skill that is ultra sought after. So here we go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in the raw version. What is it? The raw version of the C.T.A. The C.T.A. is less than 1 minute, as you saw, with the music at the end. Did you guys like that? Aside from me looking tired, I had to get it done. Did you guys like that with the little mini story? If you think it's too long, it's not too long, because you already got them. If they're watching that, if they're watching the end, the outro, they've already sat through your entire video. Are you with me? It's important to have the intro 10 seconds long to capture them. You saw how I cut out that intro. That intro's got to be a hook, because you got to get them right away. You only have a few seconds to do that. But once they watch your whole video, if they stuck around till the end, then you could chill out a bit. They sat through you. The people that are still around, they may want to know a little more about you. That's why that's the perfect C.T.A. You with me? Good. So I will show you the sloppy version like I always do. I think it's extremely important, and the feedback is amazing. Some of you will say, you know how I say nobody likes to show off? Nobody likes to show off. Some people say, I already know all this, show me more. Sorry guys, we're going at the pace we're going, okay? It's very important. I'm gonna lose so many people, including myself, if I go too fast. All ready? Fair enough. Fair enough. Here we go. Raw version coming right up. Here we go. Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut of any kind. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut. Maybe it simply entertained you. Oh, look at those bags. Oh. Listen, I'm just an ex-computer consultant guy who lost his way to... Scratch that. Listen, I'm just an ex-computer consultant guy who lost... Listen, I'm just an ex-computer consultant guy who lost his way to drugs and alcohol and eventually became homeless. From rock bottom, I cleaned up, I clawed my way back into the workforce. I shifted into running my own business. I've been retired from the corporate world for 7 years now, and I've never looked back. It's pretty good. If you want to follow me on my journey or maybe even connect further, you can either go to my blog at thewealthytrainer.com. That's thewealthytrainer.com. Or you can click the link in the description if you're watching this video. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, actually. Marc Lalonde signing off, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye-bye now. It's really good, I think. Except for... Oh, geez. Yeah. First thing in the morning. Well... I'm going to come back. I'm recording. I'll see you guys in the webinar. This is recorded the day before. It's actually, these flowers have a lot of symbology. They're symbolic. I'm just kind of just talking. We're done. I'm going to cut this up. We're going to see the cut version in a sec. But these are symbolic. They're going to my mother. It's my mother's birthday today. We are the 28th today when I'm recording this, but the webinar will be on the 30th. So I'm talking to my future self. All right, this is it. This should make a good outro. I think I covered all the bases. Let's find out. Okay, I'm back. So there you go. That was the raw version. It's not easy, right? It's not easy. That's why I like showing the raw versions, because you see all the screw ups. Now, here we go. How do I do that? How do I cut all that stuff up magically? Ready? What I did was, when I cut that up, so we're going to go back in time a little bit. We're going to do a little time travel. When I cut that up, I actually filmed myself starting to cut it up. I won't show you the whole editing process, but who's ready? Who's ready to see me in Camtasia cut it up? I'm going to add, you know how I put the Wealthy Trainer text at the end? I'm going to do that. Well, I did it. I recorded myself doing that. Also the music. I'm going to show you how I implemented the music, okay? You ready? Once you can do this today and you submit it to the group, those I will probably pay more attention to. Who knows? Who knows? If I'm about action, right? I'm about action takers. All I'm about is people who take action, who are nice people, who care, who help. All the other stuff is teachable. It's so if your stuff is perfect, but you're a complete hard person to get along with, or negative, you're missing the important things. You're missing the emotional, the EQ on the emotional quotient, is it? Let's go. Getting carried away. So right now, let's do it. This is 20. This is almost 10 minutes long. You want to sit through it? Yeah, we have to sit through it. There we go. I'm plugging it in. I'm coming back out, and then we're going to talk about the action you must take tonight. If you want to book a session at the end of it all, or later on in the journey, because you're probably going to start piling up questions, especially technically along the way. You may want to have a half hour with me just to catch up and make sure you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's. And then we're going to talk about next week. It's very important. So let me plug that in right now. Okay, so this is a recorded video, so I'm not going to ask you if you can see my screen. I can see it myself on the live webinar. So here we go. At this point, you have seen the final version. This will be kind of trippy because I'm editing the final version right here to show you how I edit the version. It's pretty simple. I'll go through it pretty quick. But it's going to be kind of weird because you've seen the final version and I'm creating it now. So we're kind of going back in time a little. I hope it turned out well. So here's what I do. I use Camtasia. I'm sure I mentioned this on the webinar tonight a ton of times. I'm going to repeat it in case I had forgotten, since I'll be plugging this piece of training into Thursday night's video. I want to say that we can do edits on YouTube, yes, for free. And I'm sure there's a lot of free software out there to simply cut video, insert music, and insert text, which is really all I'm using. I'm not getting too fancy, maybe in the future. But here the real magic is in cutting out the silent parts of the video. So I've got the raw call to action here, which you should have seen. You should have seen both versions in the webinar so far. Now this is the how-to. First thing I want to say is a software program may be worthwhile investing in. I'm going to put a post in the group, or even better, you guys can go in the Laboom Squad group and ask in the group, what software do you use? Because, for example, I don't use Apple computers. I use Windows. So maybe some of you share the same kind of, how would I say, passions for brands. Maybe some of you use certain software. There's so many different kinds, but I believe they pretty much all do the same thing for the level that we're going at. So I'm going to do it in Camtasia. But like I said, the concepts are pretty well the same across the board. You guys can link up. You can connect up. The purpose of the Laboom Squad private closed group is to collaborate and connect, right? So here we go. Let's start with this. I'm going to start with, this is the raw version. I'm not going to play it all. Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Perfect. Okay, so if you guys can see down here, it's probably really small, but the sound file shows. So the sound shows down here. What I'm doing is I'm looking for the silent spots at the bottom. Let me see if I can increase that. I probably can. I'll just go like this. And I will expand this. Yeah, I could just go like this. There we have it. Okay, you see those? So what I'm doing is, I'm visually going here and I'm cutting those sections right here. Oops. Like this, like this, like this. Select. So again, this is it's called cropping. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to push the delete key. And now that silent space, as you'll see. Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut of any kind.
See the
Maybe it's
pause there?
triggered an idea.
Oh, see, I did it twice. I screwed up. So what I have to do is I want to delete that part because I repeated
An idea.
it.
Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut of any kind. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut.
Let me just see here. I'm actually working.
Maybe it simply entertained you.
Okay, so as we can see down here, this is garbage. That's where I screwed up. I want to keep this and I want to keep this. So I'm just going to go to the extent of this. I just blew it up. I zoomed in right up here so I could see better. And I'm not going to do the whole video, obviously. But I like to have less silent gaps too. So you see how I have a gap here? I want to eliminate those gaps as much as I can. So in order to do that, that's how I zoom in. So I'd go like this. Now if you guys are saying, let me just do this so I can focus on this real quick. I'll go this, I'll go like this, I'll go like this. You guys see what I'm doing? I'm just eliminating I don't have to watch it. I could literally watch the sound files. Could you imagine not having this? All software has this, by the way. Can you imagine not having that? So I want to delete that garbage, remember? I'm going to drag this here, I'm going to drag this here. Then I'm going to go like this, and let's play that whole thing. I want to get rid of the gap at the beginning. And let's see how that sounds. Then I'll explain the work involved. Is it worth it? So let's go here. Or is it worth hiring someone? I'm going to talk about that in a sec. I'll go like this and go.
Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut. Maybe it's simply entertained you.
Okay, so what I would do here, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I wish I was a perfectionist on getting some sleep that night though, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm going to go even larger because I don't like those long pauses in between. And I'm going to actually eliminate some more silent space. There we go. And for this software program, I would click the split button if you're using Camtasia, but in Camtasia, the shortcut key is S on the keyboard, which is why you're not seeing me click here every time. I select, I go S. So let's see how that flow goes. And if some of you are saying, oh my God, that seems like so much work, I'll just hire someone to do it. Well, I'm going to talk about that in a sec. I just want to see I'm going to do some work, and this is it. Then we're going to go into the music, getting music in there, and getting some text if you want to pop text in there. Again, it'll work the same way in all software. And that's going to be the extent of it for this video. That's all I need. This is the call to action that will be used in all videos. Let me play.
Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut. Maybe it's simply entertained you.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like. So I put some work into this. It took a few minutes. I get used to the process. I definitely like to do this myself. I really, really do. Hiring people is a whole other, we'll get into that another day. But when you learn how to do something yourself, if you do hire someone in the future, at least you know how to do it. So if they have to leave, if they have to move on to another something, if you need to do a video now, if you need to do certain things and they're not available, I don't like depending on anyone. I'm just saying. So is it worth learning this skill? Oh yeah, that's number one. Number two, is it worth getting a software program for it? How many videos? Let me ask you this. How many videos do you think you're going to make? Now I know I'm talking to myself, but I know this is part of the training on Thursday night. So right now, if you're watching me on Thursday, I can't actually see the chat. I'm pre-recording this to inject it in. But these are questions that may be popping up in the chat. When I come out live, when I'm actually live on Thursday night, I may address them live. But right now I'm just kind of sharing my insights. Software may be really worth getting. And I know there's a lot of free trials. And like I said, in the group, you guys can share amongst yourselves what software you use. But video software, video editing software, will be your most valuable tool, guys, in any kind of business. You're going to have to create content. This is what we're going to use. You don't need this, absolutely. Yes, there are free versions to everything. But you're on the journey with me, and Camtasia is so cheap. It's unbelievable. I think it's a couple of $100. I think. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but let's keep going. I'm going to just go to the next step, which would be music. For music, there are a few ways to do it. I do it the most simple way for music. Before we do the music, let's do text real quick. For text here, they're called annotations. I believe they're called annotations in everything. So for me in this video, I'm not doing captions because this is the long form, okay? This is the long form, the pillar content. This is just the call to action as well. They've seen the video at this point. So what I want to do here is I want to click annotations. I believe they're called annotations in YouTube as well. You can add them. You see them all the time. That's when you click edit video. So then I'm going to stick to Camtasia because I know many of you are using Camtasia. I think 90% of you are using Camtasia. So I'll just select this. It's a little text box. You can do this in the style you want. I'm just showing you real quick how I do it. I span it across like this. I'll get rid of the border here like this. I like to use a certain font that goes with my brand. And here's where I will put my URL. It's not clickable, by the way. Here. Let me get a little picky there because I have brand colors. In the video, I ask them to go to thewealthytrainer.com. So since I'm saying it, I'm going, oh God, I look like a ghost. That's unbelievable. That's because I'm not making excuses. It's just to show you guys. Look at me. I literally just woke up. Look at the bags. Look, I'm unshaven. My eyes are just like, I literally just woke up. That's unbelievable. Just to show you guys, you don't have to look good to do videos. But if I should have probably paid a little more attention on this one. Oh, well, got to get it done, right? So I'm going to select all of this like this. I'm going to go pick my font. Again, this is my brand, but I think it's important that you guys see exactly how I'm doing it. Because, I mean, a lot of these menus can be tricky. I never even knew this was called annotation. Actually, everything I showed you so far will save you a lot of headache if you don't know it, if you've never edited videos before. I'll go to my font. This is just my own font. So I'll just go. I figure I might as well just do some work, right? At the same time. There we go. That's what I want. I want it white. Just change the color code. I told you guys are on the journey with me. I'm going to take this. I'm going to change to my color, to my brand color, which is right here, the fill. And there we go. That's not right. Oh, that's the gold. You guys are in the office with me today. How does it feel? There we go. That's my color. So then what I like to do is I like to put the opacity. I won't explain why I do all these things. I'll bring it down to 50-ish. Don't want 50? No, I want 75. That's right. I read that. To give it the kind of like social media Snapchat-y type of look. Bring the font up a little bit. And there we go. That's what I want. And I'm going to spit that out only when I say either click the link in the description or you can go to thewealthytrainer.com because it's going to be in the podcast as well. So I like to pop up my URL because I tend to, how would you say, mumble sometimes. Mumble. So, okay, that's how you get the text. Pretty well standard in all platforms. It creates, in all software, it creates its own layer. And if you do have Camtasia or any software program and you are struggling with this little technical stuff, You can Google it, YouTube it. Every little detail you're gonna have to figure some little stuff out along the way, guys. Okay, and if you can't, when I meet with you, then we could tackle that. Because a lot of you, like, I know it's half-hour sessions. We're fully booked now. I think Stephanie opened 1 week up. We'll get to that at the end of this. At the end of Thursday, let me take a sip of tea. But the farther we go into the boot camp, or into the workshop, or into the 12 weeks, the more questions you'll have of this nature. So we can dive into whatever software you're using and get it done real quick. And once you do this once, it's a piece of cake afterwards, depending on the software you use. Okay, let's go. Now, music. Because I know a lot of you are going to ask about music. Doesn't get more simple than this for me. I go to YouTube. I go music for background video. And then you'll have all kinds of options. I go here and I click. I use these guys. See that? You got a couple of options here you can do. I can either, okay, this is going to be a little controversial, but you should buy the music, okay? You should buy it. I don't make a commission. I don't even have a link because quite often, a guy I know, how about we start like that? A guy I know just takes the music. I can't say that on a webinar. I can't say that I just take the music on a webinar, because that would mean I'm doing something that's not right or ethical. I should pay for the music. So, but if someone were to do that, which I wouldn't admit to that. Come on. But if you were to test out the music, let's say, to see if it goes with your speech, all you would do is you would record like this. You would record. Oh, can you do that? I can't do it because I'm actually recording this for the training. I'm recording this clip for Thursday's training. But what you would do is you would just record the music for a clip to see if it goes with your flow before you buy it. Okay, let's put it that way. And then you want to come here. Let me get rid of this. This is why I use Windows, everyone. I don't need that right now. Okay, so now once the music's in here, all you need to do is if you want to test it, is going to give you the screen capture that you did. Then you just right click, separate audio and video, and you'll just have the sound file, which is what I've already done with the background music on here, just to test it, guys. I'm saying just to test it. I've done it here. I've separated the sound, and where is it? Here it is. I'll put it back at the beginning, and that creates another layer. Shorten that up.
Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut. Maybe it's simply entertained you.
Pretty simple, right, guys? So that's how I'm going to be editing my videos. There really is nothing more. I mean, in the entire 12 weeks, there really is nothing more to learn when it comes to editing video. It's really, really that simple. Now, in this webinar, I'm not sure at which point I'm saying this on Thursday, but in this webinar, when I clip out a video, for the beginning, for example, if I wanted this clip in a video, for the intro, well then what I would do is I would clip, like say this is like, to break through my fears, I would do, and you guys are going to see this on tonight, because I'm going to cut out a piece of my content. Right now, we're doing the call to action, but this is what I would take. I'd go copy, and then I would go paste, and I would drag that to the beginning of the video. Drag everything else down. That's how you move pieces of a video.
I'm just an ex-computer consultant guy who lost his weight.
See what I mean?
Thank you for watching. Or
that's from the technical aspect. So this is how I came from the raw version to the edited version. If you feel like you're scared to do this stuff, don't be scared. You always have the raw version to resort to. Whatever questions you have, whether it's I don't have software, whether it's I don't know what I'm doing, whether it's I'm too shy to get in front of the camera, all of these things are part of your growth, guys. They're part of your growth. I don't call failures failures anymore. I don't even call them challenges. I call them growth opportunities. When I screw up a video bad, like actually I'm going to do this one because, but I just woke up. That looks horrible. That looks absolutely devastating. But I'm starting to care less and less, but I probably should pay attention a little bit. But I mean, that's just horrible. Well, it's a growth opportunity. Next time, I mean, the hair is on point. I'm not going to, that hair is just perfect. But everything else, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so this is the end of this little clip. I spent way too much time, but probably not, because we're going to use this throughout. Anytime we edit a video, you're going to come back to this little mini training. Okay, so here I come. I'm coming back out. Okay, I'm back. I'm good. So, you guys saw me do the work. Is it overwhelming? Did you think you just push a button and all that stuff would get done? Is it overwhelming? If you think it's vague, it's not vague. I showed you exactly what I do. There's nothing more, really. I mean, I may get fancy sometimes, but, well, yeah, look at the Oliver video. That took me 16 hours straight. No, 20 hours, I think. I didn't sleep that day. That was intense because I was learning how to do certain things. But, and I'm doing all the videos now. It's crazy. I'm learning it all. So there you have it. I don't hire anyone anymore for that. Not right now, until the agency kicks off and I scout some of you to work in Laboom Media. It's a lot of money, yo. So who's comfortable? Who's scared? Who's going to get it done? If you've done week 1, you can get it done. You can get it done if you've done week 1. You know, all you're doing is you're clipping that little 10 to 15 second clip. You're adding it in. You're mending it. You're merging it. And then you're doing your C.T.A. separately. And then you're cutting that up, merging it. If you want to add music, you know what to do. You saw the clip. You saw my take on that. You must purchase it or not. That's up to you, but I won't repeat that. That's treading, I'm walking a fine line. I shouldn't talk about that. I should say this, and you should say this. Buy your music. That's what we should say. What we say, what we do, oh, I don't know. Okay, so I think we're good, guys. You guys know what to do. You guys willing to go for it, give it your best shot. Okay? You're good. It's not vague. Look online. People won't even go in that much detail. You'd have to look up how many different, oh God. Don't even get me started on all the stuff you'd have to research to get all of that. That's enough. You have enough information to get going, for sure. You may have to be resourceful, but get it done, please. It means the world to me. Now, next week, I'm going to talk about next week, okay, guys? Right now, you have a lot of work to do. That's your pillar content, okay? Big time. Next week, here we go. I'm going to ask you guys for some input here. Oh, some people don't like to learn. This is where I don't know. Do you guys know that I run automated webinars all the time, right? Do you guys know that? Who knows this? Who knows how I make my money? Who knows how I make my money? Like, do you think it's network marketing? Do you think it's through Laboom Squad? It's not through Laboom Squad. Laboom Squad's basically free. It was a one-time fee to come in. Wait, how do I get paid today? How do I get paid tomorrow? Do you guys know I run automated webinars? Are you aware of that? Who's aware of that? It's something I never go into detail with. Why the heck would I want to create competition for myself?
Seriously. We're going there. If you're like, is he going to actually go there? We're going there. We're not. I never talked about automated webinars in the Octo content model, but I found something out in this business, and it's this. The more I give, the more of the really nitty-gritty, or nitty-gritty, the more of the nitty-gritty stuff I do, some of it I'm really reluctant to give away because, like I said, it creates competition for myself. When I shared Twitter Lead Machine, my Twitter game went in the gutter because I was the only one doing it at one point. I was getting leads out the yin-yang, and then I taught it at scale. Yeah, maybe make $500,000 on my course launch, but it didn't matter. It saturated that strategy. I had to create new strategies. Who remembers that when I was doing Twitter hard? Now we're coming up with, now I have new Twitter strategies, but I'm releasing them in Twitter Lead Machine 4.0 next month. And everyone who bought Twitter gets it for free. There's a lot of people who bought Twitter Lead Machine, one of my courses. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm like, I would be making so much more leads. I'd be doing so much better if no one knew those strategies. But the truth of the matter, and so much money has been made for others because I gave that away for free. And I sold it in Twitter Lead Machine. But in the end, that's what put me on the map. That's what put me on the map. So I'm thinking I'm going to share with you guys. Who wants to do their own automated webinars? Who wants to know how I do it? Who wants the revolutionary? Who would like a separate training for free on automated? It's free. It's free. I'm guiding you. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm cutting into my advantage here. I'm going on course. And this is a part of the Laboom Squad? Well, heck, the Laboom Squad's about growth, so that's why I'm throwing this out here. We were going to probably start on the blog in week 3. But I'm thinking in the Laboom Squad, I'm going to over-deliver so much. I thought about this for a while. I thought about it. I'm like, what if I bring them along to what I'm learning? I'm going on a training. It's like 5 days in a row. I get to keep the recordings and everything. I'm going elsewhere to professionals in this industry. So I'm not teaching it. I'm learning it. Who wants to come on course with me and do it with me? I'm learning it. The revolutionary steps and software to today's 8-figure earners. I'm going on the course. When I say going on, I'm invited to a series of live webinars. I'm not the teacher this time. I'm the student. But as your teacher, I'm like, hey, what if I invite them over to come with me? You'll be learning with me. We may discuss it too. That's how I make my money. That's how I was scaling $10,000 a day on Facebook, was through automated webinars, ads to automated webinars. Would you guys like to would you guys like the invitation next week? Would you like to talk automated webinars next week in the Laboom Squad? Now, this is totally secret. You can't invite anybody in. If you guys want to do that, I'm willing to share with you what I'm doing. I am. This is when you have a pre-recorded webinar that you do, and it's got a mimicked chat, and it's out there living all the time. I got money coming in right now. I'm using Webinar Jam 3.0 right now. Ever webinar it's called. Who's interested in going into that world next week? Here's here's what's going to happen. If you guys the answer is yes. You want to know. You want to know that world. Not many leaders do it. They all do it. Not all of them, but they all do it. Yes, they all do it. No. Well, the ones who do, that's $100 million man because of that. Almost pretty 30 million, 40 million a year because of that. All of them do it. They all do it. I do it. I was just starting to scale. So That's the exciting news for next week. If you guys want it, it appears you want it. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to be sent to another training. I'm with you. It's completely free. It's completely free. I'm going on it. They're going to recommend software like every trainers do. I'll probably scoop up all the software because I know the end result. I want to be state of the art. I want the newest knowledge that's available. I don't make 10 million a year yet. So these guys do. Some of them 20, 30, 40 million a year. That's what we're going on. We're learning from those guys. So here's what's going to happen. If you guys want in, well, who wants me to teach that next week? Next week, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about going to class. And that'll be a whole separate thing. So the Laboom Squad will keep going. Next week, we'll be committed to you having your own automated webinars, and we're going to go on a separate training together. They'll happen at the same time. Laboom Squad will continue to be on Thursdays, but that's not me. I'm a student. And because I love you guys so much, I'm literally like, do you want to come with me? So we'll be students in their chat. Cool? Want to talk about that? Because I mean, I got an in. I have an in. Oh, I have an in for sure. I make well, yeah, I've done very well with the platform. So I'm going to get some special links. I'm going to try and get some bonuses. I'll give you my affiliate page in case you do buy the software. Then I get my cut. But yeah, it's going to be up to you if you want to come to the training. But next week, I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to be in our best interest because it'll open up your world to webinars. Next to Laboom Squad is us. We're not going anywhere. Next to Laboom Squad, I may only get a certain amount of passes too to invite you guys in. I don't know. I got to talk to the authorities that be. So next week at Laboom Squad, we're going to cover some real basics about creating your own webinars and your own automated webinars. That's what we're going to talk about next week. So even if you don't come on the training with us, just keep tuning into the Laboom Squad. That'll be the webinar week where you're going to learn anyways on what to do. Then at the end, I'll be like, okay, I have like 10 passes. I can only bring 10 people. That's probably what it's going to be. That's what they're telling me. I'll only have like a dozen people who I can bring with me. And that's going to be like from Monday to Friday, I think 8 p.m. we have to be there. Like online classroom. So next week I'll bring it up and I'm going to pick, I don't know, they may only give me 6, they may give me 12. I'm trying to get 100. I'm trying to get 100 passes if that's how they work, because I want all the boomers to have that opportunity to learn with me. We're going to be ahead of the curveball with whatever they have to offer. I'm buying it all anyways, whatever they have, but the training is free. Okay? So I have nothing to give you right now, no invitation, but next week, you guys down? Next week will be automated webinar week. I'm pumped up for that. That's been my bread and butter. That's my hidden bread and butter. Do you guys remember Gmail when Gmail came out? Who's old here? You take a sip of water. Who's old? Who remembers when Gmail was a kind of like in beta phase? We're going back, holy crap. Oh yeah, well, how many years? 20 years, 10 years, 15 years? Oh yeah, 20 years, 15 or 20 years. When Google and Gmail just started coming out. It was Hotmail before. And you needed to have an invitation to open a Gmail account. Do you guys remember that? It's the same idea with LinkedIn Live. LinkedIn Live is they're only giving so many away. They're like coins or credits. They pick certain people that can have it. We can't all go live on LinkedIn. Almost no one can. I've requested. I'm knocking on their door every day to get that privilege because it's a blue ocean. When you go live on LinkedIn, I want that, but not everyone can do it. That's how this training is going to be. So if you're interested in joining me on that side training, you can never learn too much, especially in webinars. Everything. Be there next week because I'll be picking you out of the chat. I'll be like, I have 6 passes. The first people who answer 2 plus 7, now I pick you. Like, I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna select you live to come with me. You'll be coming to class with me. We'll be students together. And heck, you know what we may do? We may have a side class. Like, I may say, okay, guys, like if we're 6 of us, this will be side from Laboom Squad, but it's all still tied to your brand and making money anyways. We need our Laboom Squad content and Octo content, but that's what we're doing next week, okay guys? I'm excited for that. It seems unanimous. A lot of you have been dancing around the webinar stuff. We're going to do that, and then the week after we're doing the blog. We're together for 12 weeks, guys. Okay? So right now, get the homework done. Focus on this step. Get this step done, and then we're good. Next week we talk webinars. The week after, we get your blog set up. If you have an existing blog, no problem. We plug everything together, and we continue. Okay? I love you guys. Have an amazing Thursday, and I will be looking into the group. If you're not part of the Laboom Squad, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Well, you're not. No, this is private. We're all Laboomers. What am I talking about? New affiliate page will be refresh it tomorrow. It should be live and going by noon. Love you all. Have an amazing Thursday night. Bye-bye now. I'll see you guys on the inside. Bye-bye.